Hi there, back out on the rocks again today. A little bit different today. I've left the LRF rod at home and I'm going to be fishing the heavier rods. I have my usual 7 to 21 gram rod that I generally use for the heavier lures, and I've actually bought a 10 to 50 gram rod with me today. So fishing a bit bigger lures today in the hope of catching some better pollock, maybe coalies and some wrasse hopefully. As you can see, it's a glorious day, sun shining at the moment. Hopefully there'll be some fish about. Let's get set up and see. Right, set up on the lighter rod to start with. Got the usual Cheb rig on. Got a little Savage Gear curly tail on here. Give this a go. Again, all these marks are quite snaggy, so I'll start off trying the weedless lure first. Let's see if there's anything about. Not looking too promising at the moment. Normally if there's anything about, it does, you know, you have a knot within a few casts. Letting the lure sink and I'm bouncing it back along the bottom, and as I get closer in you can feel it bumping the kelp, so obviously I have to keep the lure just touching that kelp. Maybe try a lure a bit higher in the water if this doesn't work in a bit. Try one more cast with this lure and then I'll try this lure. Time to try something different, I think. Right, gonna try the little heron pattern Savage 4 play lure here. A bit more of an erratic jigging technique. Just fish that just above the bottom. See what we can get on these. We're in. Instead of letting that sink to the bottom, I'll count it down for about 10 seconds. Start jigging it back. It's tiny though. Well, look at that. Little mackerel. I wasn't expecting any of these. That's ideal bait, that is. I wish I'd have bought a little bucket or something with me now. They'll go off before I go home though. I don't believe for 1 minute that mackerel was out here on its own. I'm sure the others are out there, but the trouble with them is they move on so quickly. I'm pretty sure there's fish out there. I keep getting the odd little tap. I think possibly this bright sunshine might be putting them off a bit. I've had it here before, it's been bright like this and you get the odd little tap and they don't really commit, and then when that sun starts going, that's like bang 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 bang, you know, every chuck. But anyway, we'll carry on, we'll push a bit. Bit better. Here we have it. Little coolie, little coalfish, or block, and as they call them here in Northern Ireland. And he's bit the tail off me lure. I'm going to have to change it. Right. Another change of lure. Back on the lighter rod, and I've got a lighter metal lure on there. I've been getting a few takes and lost a couple of fish on this. So they're obviously coming up for this. It's a little Savage Gear, I forget what they're called now, but that's 8 grams, that is. Well, I'm glad I netted that one, because I think if I'd have tried lifting it out, the hook would have probably pulled, because it's come out in the net anyway. But it's another little blocking or coolie. And as you can see, that's not very big, but they don't have scrap. These scrap harder than pollock actually. See if there's any more. bit better fish. Nice coaly. Not a bad fish at all, that. Caught right at my feet. Just have a few more casts. I'm actually catching a few fish here now, and it seems silly to move in a way, but I actually wouldn't mind having a go in some deeper water off the rocks over that way before it gets too late in the afternoon. So I said I'll catch maybe 1 or 2 more here, and then probably take a hike over there, see if there's anything over there. Right, I've just got to the next spot that I'm going to fish. Just before I start fishing, I'm just going to share something that happened to me a couple of years ago with you. I dare say you've noticed that I'm actually wearing a life jacket. The reason being, I was down here one day fishing this very spot for wrasse. I was bait fishing, and I hadn't been here about half an hour, and the heavens opened and it started lashing. And anyway, to cut a long story short, I slipped on the smooth patch of rock right there on the side, fell on my rod on the side, and my feet was dangling on that ledge. Very nearly ended up in the water, and that's why I now wear a life jacket. I mean, the rocks are slippery anyway, you have to be extremely careful. I mean, obviously they can be wet with the tide going up and down them, but rain just takes it to a whole new level. It just absolutely like ice when they've got rain on them for some reason. And that's no got that, you know, I do not come onto the rocks if it's raining, because it's just so dangerous. That's not worth it. So there, that's why I now wear a life jacket. Anyway, let's go see if there's any fish here. Right, I'm going to start off with the heavier rod, and the seek will see if we can get any takes on that. Oh, there's a little rock pool here, and there's tiny little gobies or something that just shot about in there. Should have had my LRF rod. This doesn't feel good. This could be the lure gone. Oh, I feel like I've got the lure back, or have I? No. I'm actually going to take the opportunity to try the weedless curly tail, see if there's any wrasse bait. Oh yeah. Decent wrasse. Getting back. Right. Trying the old faithful, the old gulp alive. If there's any more wrasse about here, I think this will draw them out. Hopefully. Not having a lot of luck today. That felt like a good fish, whatever that was, and that's actually broke my leader. I must have had a little chafe or something on there I hadn't noticed, and probably brushed against the rocks, and that's just snapped. That's unfortunate, but at least the barbless hooks anyway, so hopefully that will drop out eventually. Right, we'll tackle back up again now, see if there's anything else still about there. I think the chances of catching the fish that I lost is very slim. I wouldn't think that'll be taking much else today. This little pollock. Another little pollock. Light's drawing in now. Just having a few casts in this little spot here, and I think I'm going to have to call it a day and head back to the car. There we go, and I would imagine, oh, probably a wrasse, hopefully. Yes. Now all I need to do is get it in the net. There we go. Well, second one of the day. Really sort of kelpy colours. Let's get him back. Well, that's the end of another day. Not had a bad day. I haven't had loads of fish, but I've caught a few, and that's all that matters really. Had a nice coolie and a couple of sort of reasonable wrasse really, and yeah, that's not been a bad afternoon. Once again, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. See you again. Bye.